It's the Groesbeck Time Trials at Riverside Park. It is a beautiful day. It's 80 some odd degrees. The sun's out. Everything's roses. We're at lunch break right now. We've got GT cars, Lexus, Boxsters, Mustang, Porsche, Mustang, Honda, Corvette, Mustang, and a paperweight. That car's engine isn't running just yet. I am going to take you for a walk. We're going to walk for 1.5 miles and walk the Groesbeck. If you have not heard of the Groesbeck Sports Car Club, look it up. Run by Michael Satterfield and Richard Tomlin. There goes Michael Satterfield now. Let's go say hi. Good afternoon, Michael. We are YouTube live on our Dropped Gear channel.
Dropped Gear.
I was just going to take everybody on a track walk and tell them about the course. Do you have time to walk with us? Tell us about the Groesbeck.
Sure. Yeah, we can walk and talk.
Outstanding. Let's. I guess we're going to pick up the pace. Why don't you introduce the Groesbeck Sports Car Club?
The Groesbeck Sports Car Club came out of the original Groesbeck Grand Prix, which was hosted in 2020 in Groesbeck, Texas, which is the town I moved to back in 2018. We launched it to create an event during COVID that actually would generate some revenue for the city, and it was a great deal. Everyone had a great time, and this club has grown out of that. And this is actually kind of the starting line and the launch area, as you can see from the rubber that's been laid down.
All of this was laid down by Scott. Scott put all of that down.
Pretty much, mostly Scott, yes.
Yeah.
But this is a 1.45 mile park road that we've convinced the city of Victoria to let us shut down and host this event. This is the test event for what we hope will grow into a much larger event next year and beyond. So the city is very supportive of this. They're very excited to have this event here. We're going to be curating the cars next year, what kind of vehicles. So it'll be a really good mix of different vehicles so people can see cars in motion. So most people go to car shows, they see cars parked. Not many people go to the vintage races. Not many people go to even IMSA races here. I mean, you go to them, there's no one there in the stands. So
that's right.
It's a really cool opportunity for kind of the general public to see vehicles being used the way they were designed,
the way they were supposed to be used. Yeah.
We're hoping next year to have a good mix of cars, from vintage Formula cars, modern hill climb cars, NASCARs. We had at our first Groesbeck event people from North Carolina, Mexico, New Mexico, California, Oklahoma, Louisiana, all over the country come to run that event, and we think this is going to draw the same kind of crowds.
Yeah, I think it can. I was speaking with the woman who's in charge of tourism, and she's very excited at the possibility of how this can grow.
Absolutely, yeah. The city's been very supportive on all ends.
Right. The nice thing is, as we're going down here, we've got our straight. We also have disc golf courses that you could be playing while the rally's going on. There's a stage up there where live music hopefully will happen next year. The idea is to have a whole festival of cars. Maybe there'll be a parade through downtown of the cars working their way through Old Town to promote businesses and what have you.
We've actually talked to the city about doing tech inspection night on Friday night.
Yeah, downtown.
Down the square.
Yeah,
really kind of cool just to get kind of people engaged locally.
Yeah. So one of the things that 24 Hours of Lemons does really well is marketing, right? And one of the best events that I attended was at Carolina Motorsports Park, where they have the block party downtown.
Yeah.
And they bring all the cars from the track into downtown, and they have live music and pub crawls and
it becomes a impromptu race car show.
Exactly. And because not everybody can make it out to the track, but they can make it into town to to see them.
And you pick up new people who didn't even know it was happening because they just happened to be in downtown at the bar or whatever.
So here we are from a track walk perspective. We're at our first 300 foot marker. We've got 300 feet of braking, which that might be generous because you might want to try to swing out here to get a better angle, but if you go out here, you're going to get debris, sticks, rocks, what have you. It really punishes you if you try to swing wide into this corner. So your approach, I mean, sure, you could cut the corner, but then you run over the corner workers or maybe into the bathroom.
Well, and that'll also be blocked off next year.
Well, strong work. I see nobody's hit these hay bales yet, but I will admit that I have hit at least one cone on this track, trying to test the bounds. So if you're approaching this from where do I apex, I'm going to tell you as a driver that you want to bring it as far over here to the right as you can. And you're going to look at that do not enter sign as you come around the corner, and you want to be just on the other side of that do not enter sign is your target as you're coming around the corner. If you clip too early, you're going to get forced too far out, and there's gravel here that you're going to pick up. So stay a little further outside and aim for the do not enter sign and draw a straight line from there to the hay bale for the gate on the left and let the car follow through. Is that what you had in mind when you picked this corner?
Well, the main thing that chose this course was that this park road existed as is and as a full loop that we can close off.
So you were forced into the corner, is what you're saying?
It was already here.
Okay,
so,
very good.
But yeah, it is a fun corner though. I mean, we've had a good opportunity to drive it in a couple different vehicles, and everyone's had really good feedback. We're going to be, obviously, for the bigger event, putting in more crash barricades and things like that, just for extra safety. But it's such a neat opportunity to drive this type of road. I mean, there's not events like in the UK, in Europe, you have a lot of these type of hill climb events on public roads. The United States has lost a lot of its appetite for these.
It's true.
So,
what I was impressed with was from some of the spectators that were out today, they were lining the course out here on the corner, and they were getting in it. I can see this area here, which you've got restroom facilities. You could set up like a
be the paddock club.
Sure, it could be the paddock club, but it could also be like a VIP section where you could have a little food truck or a little PA system with some music or some repeat of the timer stuff going on.
We're actually hoping to have some type of PA system, and then have probably Michael Mars or one of the other guys from one of the In Wheel Time come out and do the live announcing and things like that. So we have a little more. It helps the energy levels when you have the announcing and the speeds and the time. So.
Right, and you have to have that race car announcer voice to do it too.
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, you gotta have the pizzazz. So this is the turn that all the racers have told us they love, and they also feel is the most perilous, just because of the obstacle, the trees and stuff on the exit.
You know what's interesting is this corner doesn't scare me. What scares me is that if there's an off, the people sitting at that picnic table are dead. Yes. That's what scares me about it, because
that's why we have a designated spectator area over there when cars are running.
Okay, so sorry, we're coming into this is corner 2, and as you approach corner 2, you've got a tree on the left, you've got a tree on the right. If you try to stay to the right at this corner, you're going to get into detritus. You've got leaves, and you're also off camber. So ideally, and I don't know if you can tell, but this road has a bit of a rise to it in the middle for rainwater runoff. So it's actually contoured very nicely for an inside banked corner. But in order to be successful with that, you have to scrub speed so that you don't get tempted to run wide. You have to stay inside. And then I hit this once earlier. There's a little bit of a divot right in here on the inside, and this will grab your front tire and get your car out of shape. So as you come in, and you can see other guys have taken this line too, as you come in, try to stay just above that divot. Yeah. Because the spectators will thank you for not murdering them.
Well, they're not there during the allegedly.
They're not allegedly.
To be there. They'll be in the orange zone further down.
So here we are. We're coming up, and I think probably in the spring when this is run, you won't have very many leaves that are on the
leaves won't be as
track,
much of
right?
an issue, yeah.
So something to observe is that I'm not quite sure what good it would do, but there's a hay bale in front of a tree in case a car, you know, gets a little too spirited coming out of corner 2. I'm not sure the hay bale is going to protect the car or the tree.
It's really
But
more
thumbs
of
up for the effort.
It's really more of a warning to
warning.
keep you on the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, our hay bale guy kind of dipped out on us at the last minute, so we had an emergency hay delivery, which is about half of the hay that we needed. So,
You know, I'm glad there's some hay. All right, now.
Good news: the hay is going to a good cause, going to a horse rescue after the event. So.
Well done.
Yeah, so
phenomenal.
We're feeding some horses.
So we're now coming out of corner 2, headed down what you could call the chicane straight or a bus stop straight. They're purposefully kicking us off the road in order to scrub speed to slow the cars down. And I killed that cone earlier today. Now, when we ran first thing this morning on the test runs just to see what the track was like, there was a ton of gravel over here on the left that I think I think the cars running through there have pretty much gotten rid of it all. But this little maneuver here takes the most discipline on the track. And that's because you have to know that you have to slow down. You have to. You cannot come at this and hope to have any kind of speed and get around this bus stop without either going into the grass or having a bad time. So you really want to come in, scrub speed, brake, find your apex, chuck it over to the right, and then start accelerating again as you come out. And you can see this is all pretty loose, and this is because this is getting kicked up by the tires. Okay, the harder the guys are accelerating out of here, they're actually ripping the asphalt out of the ground. And so that's something to be aware of coming around this corner, is that there's not as much grip here as you think there is. And to the right, we have baseball fields. That's our paddock parking back there, Victoria Riverside Stadium. Looks like a nice place to actually play baseball.
It's actually where the university plays their games. The University of Victoria A&M, they play here.
Oh, Victoria A&M,
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
The Jaguars. They're not the Aggies.
No, they're the Jaguars.
They're the Jaggies.
The Jaggies, yeah.
So many things. Disc golf continues here. I don't recommend playing disc golf while driving this course.
Yeah, the disc golfers were a little upset when some of them arrived today and found out they couldn't complete the entire course. So they had to do a back 9 or a front 9. I don't know how it works with disc golf. So.
Sure. So now that we've left the chicane, let's refer to this as the S's. We have probably the second longest section of the track. And you're going to get up to around 85, 90 miles an hour before you hit the braking zone. You could get up there faster if you've got good acceleration, but there's nothing technical about this. It's a short rise, a slight fade to the right before you hit the braking zone. And for the love of God and all that's holy, please respect the G out that's at the middle of this corner. If you don't, it's going to send your car off into the grass and upset everyone. It is a pretty substantial G out. And when we get up there, I'll show it to you. On that note, let's talk a little bit more about the first Groesbeck race.
Sure.
And who won the first race?
So the first race was run by Craig McCormick. He set the fastest time overall in his Mustang. It's an IMSA type car. It was a full-on race car. Did great, and unfortunately this year, Craig passed away. Craig was a good friend of the Gentleman Racer. He was a big proponent of the Groesbeck Sports Car Club and everything that we did. He had some really fun events that he did as well that we helped support. And unfortunately, we lost him too soon. His wife Pip actually came to this event, and she brought us back the original Pacto helmet that he won from the first event, the Groesbeck Grand Prix. So we have that back for just kind of a memento of the club and everything. So we're really excited to have that back. And her and Todd were giving people ride-alongs today, and it's been great to have her here She's, like she said earlier, Craig would have loved this. He would have been here 100%.
Sure.
And we're really excited to have our overall trophy moving forward for best time when we start doing our bigger events. Will be called McCormick Cup. So,
That's a great honor
we're really
to have
excited
that named after
We'll have
him.
a whole story written up on the website, which is groesbecksportscarclub.com, which will have more information on Craig and the McCormick Cup and kind of our other future events that we're planning.
That's amazing. That shows support for not only the community of Groesbeck, but also for the participants, and showing the commitment and the love back to the participants. And a lot of race series that I've gone to don't give a lot of care for the participants. They're just there for their event. And I think it speaks a lot to Groesbeck that they're, honoring Mac that way. Okay, here we are.
This would happen without the racers.
Yeah. So we're now entering the 300-foot spot into, well, that's probably turn 4 or 5. We might call this turn 6. I don't think there's an official turn map yet.
Not yet, no.
That's been created. So if we're going to call this turn 6, this is also where the G out is at the apex of this turn. So we've got 300 feet. You've got a roll top road. I want you to stay to the right-hand side as you come up, and you're going to take advantage of that roll to scrub speed, so you don't have to brake as hard, because you're not only going to use this slight rise in elevation, but you're going to use the apex of the road as you come up and cheat to the left. You're going to use that rise in the road to help scrub speed as well. And eventually you want to get all the way over to the left-hand side, aiming at that first hay bale on the left, just to the right of the stop sign. And you're going to brake into there. And you can probably take this corner in second gear, and you can probably take it with speed. And if it wasn't for this G out in the middle of this corner, you'd probably be able to take this between, depending on your setup, 50 and 60 miles an hour, because it's just a big sweeper. If I had to say what the radius of this turn is, so all you racers that do radius and coefficient of drag, you're probably at a 110-foot radius, so quite a bit of room. Now we're going to approach, and as you come to this bale, you chuck it in and start aiming for the do not enter sign. But if you stick on that line, it's going to kick you right into that tree. And you can already see where a couple of cars have hit that G out in the middle. There's effectively a drain culvert for rainwater that's been built into this road to allow a channel of water to flow through here. All right, and it doesn't look like much from up here, but in a car it gets really unstable. And you can see where cars have already hit it and are getting kicked out. So if you really want to approach this, if we dissect this, if you stay wide enough and put your right side tires here to aim where the contact point is, instead of staying to the right, stay to the left and direct your tires here, right side there, left side there, you're going to get a better exit out of here, because any disruption that you get is going to be a forward disruption instead of a side disruption like all of these guys are experiencing. So you're going to want to position yourself on the left side of the track so you have as little wheel input as possible. What do you think? Sound about right?
Sounds about right, yeah. I mean, it really depends on your car and your setup, but for the most part, yeah. You can see people are bottoming out in the middle there.
Well, yeah, but you can also see that they're in the middle of the turn.
Yeah.
And so when you're in some sort of disruption like that, as little wheel input as possible, there's going to be wheel input. If you can cancel that input out and you can move forward, you're going to get a better exit instead of having to recollect the car that's now wheel hopping through here. And I've tried today, I think 8 different ways to get through that corner. And my most successful way was staying further outside than I thought I should, and then drawing that straight line to here, which effectively, I hate using the word double apex, you're really late apexing this corner, so that when you're looking at going around now, you're drawing a straighter line to here, because it really is two corners, and you bring it out wide and then rock this to the inside here. Because if you're inside trying to come around, now you're scrubbing sideways speed, skid padding, coefficient of drag, tires complaining, and it's this loosish kind of tarred asphalt that we're tearing up with our tires out here, Michael. We are. I don't know if this track can survive us.
It'll be fine.
This will be fine. Okay, so this is probably the hardest spot on the course. Is how to do this right, just because of that little G out in the middle there. Just upsets the car terribly. So I think we'll call that turn 6 and 7.
6 and 7, I think we'll probably end up naming them.
And that brings us, well, I mean, we could have an official name, like maybe that's Fox's End.
Is this where this Fox Ridge is the
Oh, Fox's Bend is what that
Bend,
says. Yeah, okay. So that's the Fox's Bend corner. We already have famous names for
is that where the Fox body almost went bending?
Yeah. Well, so we've had 2 hoods come off already today, almost back to back.
Those are all pin issues. It's not a track-related situation.
No, but just goes to show that crazy things do happen. So we've narrowed the track here with a couple of hay bales. I didn't care when I drove the track at speed that this was here. I didn't see these. It's just you're running through here, you're in 3rd gear, you're accelerating through, now you're aiming for the left side of the track, hay bales are there, you can't do anything different. When you're in the car, you can't hear the zoo.
There is a zoo, yes.
But there's a zoo close by.
Bears.
There's bears.
Coyotes.
Yeah.
I think there's a giraffe. It's a small zoo.
It's the Texas Zoo.
It's the Texas Zoo. Yeah, I don't think it's like the official zoo of Texas, but they call it the Texas Zoo. But it is a small zoo, so if you do bring your kids next year to the event, plan on taking them to the zoo while you're
Take them to the zoo. Exactly. There are things to do at the zoo.
Also, we won't have to deal with these leaves, obviously, like we said earlier. But yeah, it's you never know when fall's actually going to hit in Texas. So it could, like last weekend, it was 39 degrees.
Yeah.
It's 85 right now.
It's
so
85. Yeah.
You never know. Beautiful day for a race, though.
Okay, if that's 5 and 6, that'd be 7. This is turn 8. We're really now getting to the point where you're accelerating up. This is the longest sort of continuous run you're going to have. And as Richard, our safety race director, said, he's doing everything he can to slow us down in this section. And he's just not able to. This is where your top speeds are going to be. And as you're coming through this complex and you're getting up to speed, I'm going to caution you, dear viewer, to pay attention to that orange cone on the right. This orange cone, for me, is a brake indicator. I need to put in just a dab of brakes right there, because if you don't, the way this road is built, when you take this left-hand turn, you'll rise over the crest and drift right into a tree on the right-hand side. So either a slight lift or some sort of change in your race geometry to prepare the car for this corner is going to serve you well. You've got another one of those dips on the left-hand side where if the tire goes into it, it's going to kick you out. And if you take too much speed, there's not enough grip around this corner to hold you, and you'll either go into the tree where that photographer is, and I already saw his eyes get pretty wide today when I went through there as I came over there and actually caught a little bit of air through here earlier today, sideways air. I felt like Speed Racer in the Mach 5. I had some jump jacks and caught me going sideways. But yeah, I came up and got a little sideways love. You can see how there's a dip and then there's a rise where it creates this launch in here. And I think the only way to do it is to just do throttle management and stay to the left. But this can be a little tricky when you're at speed. It upsets the car just a little bit. By now, you're in third gear. You're approaching 5,000 or 6,000 RPM. And just to demonstrate what I'm talking about in the apex and the undulation of the hill, if you get down here and you look at the track, there's a definite hump there, and there's a dip before that spot. So it's going to drop your right tire and lift you up and try to send you off into the grass. It's really quite exhilarating, Michael, when you approach this part of the course. How many cars have you seen get a little bit of air off this rise?
It's my first time hanging out over here. So
Oh, none. Okay.
I'll let you know.
All right.
Yeah, they'll be firing up again in about 15 minutes. Okay.
So now we're coming along the back where the ball fields are.
Historic ball fields from like the 1940s.
1947.
Yeah.
There's a plaque on there and everything.
Yeah, it's a classic.
So the history of Victoria, why did you choose Victoria to do this race? Was it because they said yes?
Partially. So ever since Groesbeck, I probably get 2 emails a week asking me when we're either bringing Groesbeck Grand Prix back or we're going to expand and do other events somewhere else in Texas. And it's not for a lack of trying. We've spent years calling, working with cities. We've had a lot of events that got halfway to being done or approved, but then some city manager said no, or the mayor nixed it, or CVB said no. There's just so many entities you have to get with. And the biggest problem that we ran into was most of the cities were on board, but if the road crossed a county road or a state road, then we had to get state and county approvals, and that created a whole nother mess. The reason why this is so great is this is fully self-contained in the park.
Behind a gate.
Behind a gate. The Parks Department runs it. So the Parks Department is giving us the support we need to actually run the event here. So it's a really unique place that it can be actually secured, self-contained. We don't have to worry about cross traffic. We don't have to worry about state highways. We don't have to worry about county highways. Any of those other things that we were running to, most of the other cities went to. The other issue we've had with a lot of the smaller towns that are interested in the events is a lot of these railroad towns are built on grids. So there's not a lot of interesting road racing you can do on a grid.
There's only so many right-hand turns you can make. Yeah.
So this being this kind of beautiful bucolic park setting with this incredible road that's kind of woven through it was just a natural choice. Guadalupe River's right here. It's got facilities for
There's the river.
For bathrooms and parking, and town is less than a mile away, so there's restaurants and hotels within 10 minutes, so it's great.
Yeah, it's I will say that everybody that I've interacted with in the town through the hotel stay, the restaurant last night, the grocery store this morning, picking up, fresh fruit and cinnamon rolls from HEB, and they just remodeled the HEB here in Victoria, so it's all set up.
And the university campus is gorgeous.
And A&M University is gorgeous. Go Jags. Everybody's been really supportive and really excited. And if they didn't know about the race, they want to know more.
Yeah.
And I think there was quite a bit of spectators this morning. There were some involuntary spectators, which are those that are at the golf course.
Yeah,
there's guys playing golf out there right now, and we'll show the golf course turn here in a moment. So let's see, if we're adding up turns, 6, 7, I guess that's 8. This braking zone would be 9, maybe. I'm sure you and Richard are going to come up with an official
we'll map it
turn
all.
numbers.
Now that we've had everyone run it, we've kind of are set with what the course looks like.
Yeah.
For the next event, we'll kind of map it all out and then name things and tag them. And
Yeah, and maybe for the folks that come out in the spring, they'll be able to watch this video and have an orientation.
For the casual viewer, this is the opposite route of a one-way road.
Yeah.
So you can't come out here and just run this direction on it. The PD is aware that people might try that, and they are not going to comply. As you can see, one way, we're going the opposite of it. So don't come out here and run the one way and try to set your own lap record.
Yeah, just watch this video at high speed.
Yeah.
Or you can watch some of the in-car video I'm about to put in
And we've got GoPros
on the
some
Drop Gear
cars, and
channel.
we'll have some actual on the website. We'll have some full lap videos you can watch.
Outstanding. Yep.
Now we're
And
hitting our 500 braking zone and an indicator of a right-hand turn coming up.
yeah, so let's take a pause. This is really one of the only turn indications that they've provided. If you think about it, we walked this entire track. That's the only spot where they've said, dude, you're going to turn right.
Well, and I can tell you the reason why is that we had dozens and dozens and dozens of those signs, but at every event people steal them. So we're getting more printed, but that's all we had left. We pulled all the signs. We're like, where did all the arrows go?
Here, take the camera for a second. I need to cinch up my suit here. It's falling down.
So yeah, this is our, I think, our last original of the arrow signs for directional arrows. The rest are getting printed, but we have all of our people, I guess, are interested in the brake markers as much as the arrows,
which is phenomenal. So some of you all have heard about the Tiki turn, and this is the Tiki turn. And the reason it's called the Tiki turn is that there is a Easter Island Tiki statue at the apex right, track right of this corner.
And do you know how it got there?
No idea.
So I don't know the full story, but what the Parks Department people were telling me is apparently there's an artist gentleman here in South Central Texas somewhere along the coast who started carving these or making or casting out of concrete. He started making these gigantic 12 to 15 foot tall Easter Island statues. And the park didn't ask him to put this here. It appeared one night. And apparently there's several of these places where he just dropped these things off all over this region. So none of them were planned to be there, but it's become part of the park.
So that's referred to as Guerrilla Art Fair.
Yeah, it was dropped off. And it anchors this corner and makes for a great mascot for the event.
So as someone who's driven this today, I can tell you that the guys golfing have really enjoyed the front row seat to this corner, because this corner you have to drop it into your lowest gear that you can. Me in the Boxster, I'm dropping it into first. Mm-hmm. Some of the guys have torque for days, so they're running it in second. Either way, this is a full drift corner. Tires are coming out. Cars are swinging through this corner. Front tires are rotating very little, and the back swinging around. This is the best seat in the house for the Groesbeck, because you're getting your full Tokyo drift or Fast and Furious action happening right here. Brake, brake, brake. This is a hard braking zone. You're going from your top speed on the course, either third or fourth gear, somewhere between 85 and 120 miles an hour. And you have to haul it all in for a 175 degree turn. And here's your Tiki. And as you come around, you're going to have your corner workers, you're going to have golfers, you're going to have people with golf clubs, you're going to have people stalled with golf carts over here. There's going to be spectators. So you're going to keep it to the left on entry, and you can kind of see where cars have come already. They keep it about mid left. Brake, brake, brake. Little bit of trail braking as you come through. Haul it in. And it is a late apex on this corner. You're not going to apex early. You're going to apex late. And you can see the tires that have been laid down, and you're going to follow out to the left. There is a little bit of a rise here. Your car is going to get a little bit loose as it drifts out. Little throttle management. You can see multiple wavering directions for cars trying to get it straightened back out. But this is a fun corner to practice your drifting skills. Now it's a drag race. You've got 1/8 of a mile until the finish line, which is marked by 2 big red and white checkered flags up ahead, and that's a lap at.
So the red and white checkered
at
flags,
Riverside.
The red and white checkered flags come from our original Groesbeck event. Our logo, the Groesbeck Sports Car Club, has a goat in it on the main flag. We actually have a flag for the club. And all that comes from the original Groesbeck high school mascot, which is the Groesbeck Goats.
Okay.
So when we first launched the event in Groesbeck,
So Groesbeck is a town in Texas.
Groesbeck is this little town, Texas. It's a city that I bought my building in when I first moved to Texas. It's a old department store that had been abandoned for like 30 years. I bought the building, moved to Texas. Then I met my wife and moved to Bryan. So I still have the building in Groesbeck. My parents live in Groesbeck. And like I said, during the pandemic, the whole town was shut down. Everything was shut down. And when Texas slightly opened up, I was like, what can we do to get some stuff going on? And we got about 1,200 people total to come out to Groesbeck, Texas. It was a town of 4,000 people.
Yeah.
So we filled every hotel.
Well, people were dying to get out at that point.
People were really excited. So, but these type of events, again, because nobody's doing them, they're always a draw. So it's going to be really fun. I can imagine this place, again, out here can all be, again, spectators.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, based on this complex, the inside of this turn should 100% be spectator areas and seating. There's really no danger area here for anyone to get get involved. Yeah, I think so.
It really is an ideal place for this type of event because you do get that kind of old school vintage, road racing. I mean, growing up when I was very, very little, places like Riverside International Speedway still existed.
Yeah.
They're all gone. But even before then, if you look at the pictures from the 50s and 60s, Palm Springs, all those races were done in the cities.
Yep.
Or at the airports or in parks. I think the only thing equivalent to this right now in the U.S. would be Pittsburgh, and the Vintage Grand Prix that they run, and that runs through a park. So this will be the only one like this in Texas.
I mean, I think back to all the times that I spent in Manitou Springs when I lived in Colorado Springs. Mm-hmm. Ma Unser's chili cook-off before the hill climb and Pikes Peak. It was an event for the town.
Yeah.
Right, and the race isn't going through the town, obviously, but the Pikes Peak hill climb, well, that was back in the 90s when I was there, was a grassroots kind of event.
Yeah.
There was people were there, they were doing it, and it was, you brought your family, you brought your fun, and you watched ridiculous Group B cars run up the mountain.
Those were the days. Yeah,
it was pretty phenomenal.
Was that still partially dirt?
Yeah.
Those are some of the best videos, those old Peugeots and things like that running sideways.
Yeah. A few times for my first Saab Sonnet that I've owned a couple of Sonnets. I know, I have issues.
Yeah, glutton for punishment.
But my first Sonnet I actually purchased in Manitou Springs, which is halfway up Pikes Peak. And I used to run the Pikes Peak Road that. And it was a challenge whether I could get all the way up there depending on how warm or cold it was that day from those old carburetors. But it was good. It's a lot of fun.
So yeah, this is your shutdown area here.
Yeah, so there's your finish line. And here you're just cooling down, easing it in. There's no need to slam on your brakes, but you're really, you're off throttle and you're going to right-hand turn back into the paddock. And you can go again, or you can park. What I've enjoyed about this morning is that I could go out and I could do 3 laps, and then
take a break,
and then think about it. Have a glass of water, and have some fruit from HEB, right? Or
we gotta get HEB with their shopping cart to run a lap.
Oh, that'd be amazing. That'd be amazing.
It might hit the tree. That's pretty cool.
Right. But I also like the idea I heard Richard talking about earlier for the spring event is on Friday having the kids come out and run, some sort of
pedal car,
go-kart, or
a little long for a pedal car.
Something detuned, right? We don't want to murder children.
Generally, that's frowned upon.
That would be bad. But I like the idea of getting the kids out and they get to run the course, or
kids shifter carts and let them go loose.
And you had the mayor out earlier today, didn't you?
We had director of the Parks Department. The mayor could not make it. Unfortunately, he was getting texted photos by the Parks Department people, and he seemed pretty disappointed that he wasn't here. But he had other mayoral duties that he had to attend to. So
what I enjoyed is that you had 2 different cars taking passengers. One of them, the adult car.
Yes.
And the other one was Scott.
Yes, that's true. Scott will definitely give you a ride, but you may not enjoy it as much as the.
He hasn't killed anybody.
No, everyone's had a great time.
Everyone's had a great
really
time.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Scott is going to give you the most wrung out, close to a full race lap as you're going to get with anybody.
100%. So here you take a right-hand turn, you'd go down that road and hang a left and then bring it right back into the paddock. And that was a lap at the Groesbeck Riverside Park Challenge with Michael Satterfield. And I'm Jason, your idiot reporter. Let's see, I don't even know how to turn this thing off.
Uh-oh.
This is awesome.
It's just going to run forever now.
It's going to run forever now.
Run out of battery.
Well, my plan was to put it in the car because I tried doing the whole Facebook Live thing, but when you put it upside down, because it's the only way it'll work, it actually videos it upside down because Facebook isn't smart enough. But YouTube is smart enough. Watch, I can do this sideways. I can do this upside down, and it stays with you. It knows. Okay, thanks, Michael.